Welcome back, everyone, to Kate's Corner Creation. I'd like to first say hello and hope everybody's well. Today we are going to be working on this Christmas journal and making a couple of pages. So this is a little preview inside. I'm not going to go through the entire journal at this point because I'm saving that for when we're finished. But I thought it'd be fun to work on the journal with you today. And here's another page, but we're going to find a place to work. While I'm looking for that, I just want to remind you, if you do like this video and it helps you in any way working on your journals, please give me a thumbs up, share if you like, subscribe if you want to, and if you do, remember to ring that bell so that you can see upcoming videos. Pretty much have them Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and so that's where you can be reminded that they're coming. Alright then, so let's see here. I'm trying to find something that would work here. Let's see. I want to do that one. I think maybe this page. Then it depends on, okay, so where are you in the journal and where do you think we want to go with that? Alright, so I think this would be a good spot. I'm just going to get a clip here. The journals get chunky as you work, so sometimes, you know, you have to get something to hold your pages back. I like these clips because they're heavy and you don't need to grab a bunch of pages, but it does help hold the page down. So I think on this page I'd like to put a tuck on the bottom and maybe a belly band of some sort. So let's see what we have to work with. I don't have it out. Well, I have it out. Let me start over. There is a pile on the desk over here of the supplies that I've been using in the journal, which you don't want to see that mess, but maybe some of you do, but we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to dig through and see what we can come up with for this belly band in this pocket. It's kind of how I work. I sometimes have a bigger plan and sometimes I just don't. So in this journal, I'm using white or cream colored cardstock or red. I have red, white, and cream colors. Depending on what the project is, we don't need a big piece, but we do need a piece to fit the page. And I'll go this side. So we're going to start with probably a 1.5-inch piece by the length of the page, which is 9 inches. So we'll just cut a piece. Let's see what 2 inches looks like. I think 2 inches might be good. But then again, I think that's too big. So let's bring that down to 1.5. Okay. I think that would be good. And then I add to that pile over there. You know, you'll never get rid of the pile of stuff. The scrap pile is your working pile, so it's not like you can just eliminate. It doesn't work that way. Now of course, I'm sure my ruler is gone missing in that pile, so I do have more. So let me grab another one because I don't see the one I used earlier today. Okay. I just want to double check the length of this paper, which is 8.5. So let's do that. 8.5 inches. Okay. So this would be 8.5 here. Now I was going to just cover it and then make another tuck down here, but I think what I'm going to do is do a collage on this belly band. So let's move this out of the way. I'm going to move this book out of the way. And we'll work here because we're going to start with the glue. I have all these little papers and things on the desk, so I thought we could start using them. And let's see what we have here for pieces for collage. Let's see. You know, like I said, if I knew what I was doing ahead of time, but I like to just sit here and create. I'm sure some of you like to do it that way. I mean, there are times when you have to have a plan because of the particular item or the people involved. Sometimes people request certain things. So you have to, you know, follow a guide of some sort. Here I kind of like this material on the top piece. I think I'm going to do that on the top. And let's see what we have for scraps here. We have some music paper. I like that too. Maybe we go like this. I think I'm going to tear them. I think that's better. And then maybe we will tear pieces of paper or material, and on the paper anyways, we can distress them a little bit and see how that looks. There we go. Let me get my ink. So I hope you're all well. It's always fun to just sit and craft away when you have an audience, because even though I can't hear you, it'd be nice to imagine, it's nice to imagine that you are going, oh, I can do that, and have a little fun with this. It's always fun to work on Christmas items, no matter what they are. I enjoy Christmas, even when it's just me. It'll be quiet this year with everything that's going on. It won't be as lively as it normally is around here, but that's okay. You know, we can make it work. With the magic of the internet, you can do things like see people and talk to them. I remember years back thinking, imagine when you could see people on the telephone and then it comes to life and you're like, wow. In our lifetime, you wouldn't have thought that would be possible. I don't know about that piece of material right there, but let's work with the paper. Start with the music. And so, yeah, I'm excited that we have those opportunities now for us, especially during these times when you can't go anywhere, you can't see anybody. You know, in different areas it's more strict than others, so for us it's starting to get a little more strict again. It was a little bit eased off, and now it seems everywhere you go now, everybody's, you know, got a mask on and not taking any chances. But it is the holiday season, and so for that I'm grateful. I'm grateful that, you know, we can still communicate here on the internet, for sure. Let's see what else we have for some papers here. I just have little bits, but I really would like to grab my glue here. We're going to start gluing so we can get a better idea. I'd like to have this one here. So there we go. You don't have to be fancy because this is going to be a collage of paper, and it's not meant to be perfect or, you know, cut perfect or straight, or we're just going to put them on there. We're just going to go for it, as they say. That's pretty. A little bit more glue. everybody is working on their Christmas journals. You know, all the crafters that you see on the internet, and they're so beautiful. Some of them have some great ideas. My background in junk journal is not as developed as others. I enjoy it and I love doing it, but I haven't had years of experience doing it like some others. So I like watching and learning myself. So as I bring forward this to you, I'm always amazed at what the others are doing. It's just really fun to watch the growth, even in some of the ones who've been around a long time, and all of a sudden they've got something new going on, and it's really exciting to see. So that, or they've done something that you've done, or you know, it's a very shared craft that you can gain from each other's creations. Now, let's see if we got some words, some Christmas words. Oh, here's some. This is from an old craft book that says quilted ornaments. I kind of like that. I'll just always have to use some paper words, you know. The junk journal is all about old papers. This was an old craft book, a Christmas country craft book. Now, you know, I have a lot of craft books. I've always been crafty. I don't know about you, but it's very soothing to me, and it keeps my hands busy. And you know, they say it's good to have busy hands. Makes your mind healthy when you've got something going on in your hands, I think. Let's see what else we have. Well, a little bit of this would be pretty. How about that? I'm going to put that down to the bottom. I think I'll go this way. And we can use some of it peeking out on other pieces. I don't know if you'll see much of it because it's going on to the side piece here. I'm going to do this with you, and then we're going to do another project on the next video. I think that you'll enjoy and add to your journal or just in Christmas in general. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. I should have cleaned my pile of stuff, you know. It's funny that you think you've got it all figured out and then all of a sudden you don't. And here's some more music. Some little Christmas music we'll put there again. It's a different color, so I like that. It's always fun to change it up. You don't have to use the same paper. You can make your own paper. The one thing about junk journaling is that there's no junk journal police, so you can all your scraps and all your old things in the house, anything you got in that craft cabinet, pretty much works. I mean, the amount of stuff that I have, when I think about it, I've used my sewing materials, my quilting materials, my crochet materials, my art and craft, art supplies, everything that I can imagine that's in my craft cabinet for other projects has shown up in my journaling. So don't be afraid to play with those things because they're really, really beneficial in your project. In this particular journal, I have sewing materials of lace. Of course, there's a lot of lace in junk journaling, especially for those Victorian books and vintage, books. There's material for the covers, lace, buttons, thread, embroidery thread, crochet thread. I mean, every corner of my cabinet I've gone through to see how I could use those materials. And of late, I've really come into using a lot of different items from all these crafts. What's nice is this is it can be a sewing a sewing craft as well. I haven't experienced or done much of that. A lot of people use the sewing machine instead of gluing. I prefer gluing at this point. The sewing machine isn't at my table, so for me to do that I would have to be back and forth in and out the room, so that could be a little tricky for me. Let's see what else we got for paper here. Let's look at the book and see how that's looking. Remember the page I've got here. Okay. That's going here. Well, that's looking pretty nice. I like that. Okay, we need to see it a little bit more, and we can call it done. Let's see, what do we have here? I have a little bit of this. I know this doesn't look like a lot, but you know, you have to imagine the end result. I think sometimes when you start, it's almost as though you look at it and go, oh boy, you know, is that going to look nice? But amazingly enough, most things look gorgeous when you're done with them. It just falls together. And of course, Christmas things always look good together, and colors are great. And there we go. A little bit of that. Let's see what else we have. All these little bits now. And I think we're going to back it with a piece of lace, maybe. Let's see. What else do we have? Let's see. Oh, we have some of that. Oh, yes. Let's see. So, let's see. I was looking, we need something a little bit right there, but I think we're going to go with the green. There we go. We'll tear this piece. There we go. A little distressing goes a long way. You know, it's amazing to me how much time I spent initially when I first started to do this. I was so cautious and careful, and I wasn't sure that I was doing it right, and you know, and then I realized, well, I am doing it right. It's just what I'm doing. It's not what everybody's doing, but it's what I'm doing. Okay, so as you saw, I just put a whole bunch of glue on my board. The best thing I found to take that off is alcohol. So a little alcohol on a cotton ball will take that right off later. I just wipe it with a baby wipe now, so it's not sticky, but later I'll clean that with some alcohol, come right off. So if you have one of these cutting boards, that'll work. Now I think I'm going to let this dry, but while that's drying, I was going to trim it, but I kind of like it just the way it is. I'm going to find a piece of lace to go underneath that, or some ribbon. Let's see if we have something wide. Let's see. What do we have? Oh, this might be nice. This might be nice. Let's see. And just a little bit. Be a little wider, that would be good. Just a little. I think if we cut back some of this a little bit. Let's see. I don't want to take too much off because I really like the way it, whoops, as I knock down everything. I don't know about you, but I spend my whole day picking things up. My ability to hang on to things sometimes isn't great. Well, I was going to cut it, but I think we should stick with the tearing. I really like the way that looks. And we'll tear some of this back. Just a little bit. Let's see. You know, you have to remember, it's just paper. And if you think you've made a mistake, or you took too much or too little, you can add more. You can take away. You can start over. It's just paper. It's just scrap. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and build. Let's see now how this looks. A little Christmas lace there. I like that. She had a bigger piece though. Let me just see. Or this. This is pretty. Let's see. Well, this is nice, but all you can see is the gold. You can't really see anything else, so I won't use that. Then we have some fuzzy stuff. Maybe just some fuzzy stuff and leave it as it is. That's pretty too. Or, I have one more idea. Let's see if I can find it. I clean all these drawers all the time, but in one day's time it can go completely mad. Let's see this. Well, I like that, but then I don't want to use it that way. It would have to come this way. I think that would be good on this side, because we're going to put it on the page. Let's see, like this. Well, you know what? And then the white washes out with the white, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it as is. I think that's the best way after all that fuss. This just needs a little trim. Alright, I think we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead right there. So we're going to just glue at the top. I would say about 3/4 of an inch, because you really want the belly band to stick down, and it's got a lot of weight on it with all the cardstock and all the paper. We want to make sure that that stays down. Make sure there's no glue in the middle, because we don't want that to stick to the page. Alright, now we're going to stick this down right in the middle. How cute is that? I mean, so cute. And it just didn't look cute when we started, but now it does. I am going to put some of this, I think this sparkly green. No, don't like that. Where'd my little green fuzz go? I know, we'll get, oh, here it is. This is some, yarn, crochet yarn. But I think I'm just going to tie a little knot, like so. And then just cut a piece. There we go. And we're just going to glue it down here. So it's kind of hanging out of the book. I'm going to trim it a little bit, because some of these pieces are really long. Just give it a little trim. And I'm using Fabrifix today, the glue, because I'm using fabric and paper and cardstock, and I just want to make sure that it's good and stuck, so it's not coming off. I'm going to give that a little bit of a trim. You have to wait that. It will dry in a couple of minutes. Well, that looks really pretty. Looks like a Christmas tree, sort of. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah. But I'm going to close the book. Let's take this off of here. I like that it sticks up at the top. I have a bow here that's sticking up at the top. That's another project that we worked on online. And this one over here, another project that we done. Listen to me. That we have done a video how to make these tags in a prior video. You can go back and watch those. Let's see. So I like that. I don't think it's too much. So I'm going to leave it. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do with this page, if I can find it now. Here we go. Put this clip back on. The other thing now, we need something to put underneath there. But I also want to put something here. So before I decide what's going to go under here, because this is, the size is not decided until we put this piece on. So let's see what we're going to use for that. I still want to show this, but if I put a card there, I won't see it, and I don't like that. Maybe this. Maybe this, because it goes with that, kind of like that. So let's trim that. Now this needs a little cardstock because it's not heavy enough by itself. So we will cut a piece. Get the glue out of the way. Put the cover on the glue. Always remember to put your cover on the glue and the cover on your ink because they do dry out quickly. Let's see how big this is. We're going to make this exact at 4.5, let's say. And that's just about there. We're good. Let's straighten that out. We'll do 1 3/4 inches. Get a nice straight line. There we go. Now, where is our cardstock? See what happens with this pile? I'm telling you, it could be scary. You don't realize what kind of a mess you're making until you make the mess. So, and as you work, you don't see it until you're looking for something, or you've lost something, or you say, I just had those scissors a minute ago. What did I say this was? See where my head goes? 1 3/4. Okay. Now, I'm just going to glue that on there. Oh my goodness. So today, I'll have to tell you, I have a little dog, and my husband took him for a walk. And he had just gone to the groomer last week, and so when he gets a haircut, he shrinks like a lot. And we forgot to adjust his collar. So today, he went and took him for a walk down by the river, and he got out of his collar, slipped right out of it. But the good thing was he was wearing a sweater, so my husband was able to grab him by the sweater and catch him. I don't think the dog knew he was loose, but because he probably would have took off running had he seen a squirrel or something, but he had a chance to get hold of him, so I was like, good thing, because I don't want to lose the dog. Oh my goodness. And it was kind of funny. But then he came back and he thought he was so proud of himself. He begged me for a treat, you know, that he went for a walk. He has to be rewarded for everything he does, he thinks. But he's an old dog. You know, he's going to be 14 in April. But he still thinks he's a puppy. Alright, so I think we're going to open this just a little bit. If I can find my tool here. You know, the tool hides in that pile of stuff. Oops. And there goes my brush. Let me grab that. I know, it's like... It's like you must think I have no... brains on some days. There we go. Just a little bit of an opening here to be able to tuck something in there. And I'm going to round the corners as well. Because there's paper everywhere, I don't want anything to catch on anything. So I think it'd be better if we round the corners on this one. There we go. And we're going to distress this a little bit. I'll go back and do that. This is why you need to keep all your things on your desk at the same time, because you go from one thing to another thing to another thing. Now, if you didn't have these things, if you don't have everything, you can just cut straight papers, you can use them straight, you can tear, because tearing is no tools. And, you know, you could use glue, you could use tape, you could do whatever you have, just get started to make something that is workable and yet looks beautiful at the same time without all the fancy tools. Fortunately, I have some of them because I've been doing crafts, you know, for, well, lots of years. We don't indulge, let's say, lots of years. Let's just say, yeah, 40 years of probably, at least, or more, probably. So anyway, let's see. So now I'm loving this. Now, initially starting out, this didn't look like it was going to be much, and already now I really love this page. So right here I'd like to put a little something. And then I think we'll come back for another video to make the whatever's going in here, some kind of journaling card. But right now I'd like to finish decorating the top of the page and put something on here. Now if I could find some kind of a word or a picture of Christmassy something that would work on there. Let me see what I have here. Oh, this is cute. The little calendar thing here. Let me try that. Everything is cute. Everything works. Don't be afraid. You know, you can tell right away when you put something down and it's like, nope, that's not going to work. Because you have a vision, but the vision doesn't come always to life the way you think it will. So don't be afraid to try what you have. You know, it could be as simple as a button. Buttons are so great because it gives a character. I have a lot of vintage buttons. You can get them in so many places. I've been lucky to have them given to me. My mother had given me my grandmother's buttons years and years and years ago. And so that was nice. I did get a few of my mother's things, but not many. But here we go. This the date, December the 25th. I like that there. We'll put that on there. So vintage buttons you can get, vintage pictures, materials, papers, old books, you know, so many nice things, and you can find them so many places. I've done well in antique shops or in the Goodwill even. So keep your eyes open when you're going places, and it's not for a lot of money, so it's, you know, it's pretty nice to be able to gather things. Years ago, I would have never thought to rip up a book. It just would have, I would have been like afraid to do that. But now I search out particular books that I can do with to make another book. So I feel like I'm recycling and rebuilding something that's more valuable than something that nobody wanted. All right, so there, I think our page is a success. Oh, of course I'm going to knock it out here. Let me move this stuff out of the way so we can get a clear look at this. Oh my goodness. See what happens to the pile? It goes absolutely wild by itself sometimes. Let's move these things out of the way. There we go. So we can put your picture in view here. I don't know where my little, oh here it is. My little thingamabob here to hold up the page. There we go. Oh my goodness, so much stuff. There. Better, but not great. Oh, this doesn't work either. I think we'll just leave it down. We could move the camera just a little bit so you can see this beautiful page. I love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll come back for another video to make our journaling cards that we're going to use for these two tucks. But there we have it, a beautiful Christmas page in our book. It looks like a candle, actually, with the base and the top and a flame. Now that I see it again, after I've completed, it looks like a candle. So I hope you enjoyed this video, making this little belly band for our Christmas journal. We have more videos coming. Be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll probably have something new. Let's see, this is Monday, so we'll do the second video for this page on Wednesday so that you can see that and a finished product on that page. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate your time spent here and all the things that that you're gaining, that I'm gaining for sure. I am so appreciative of your likes and your subscribing. So, and if you haven't subscribed, you can do that by, click the subscribe button, ring that bell, and that way you get to see upcoming videos. You can also see what is for sale on my Etsy shop with the same name, Capes Corner Creation. And there is a link on this video below that you can find that on. And you can share, and I hope to see you next time. Alright, bye-bye.